Here we have for sale our 2018 on an 18 plate Volkswagen Transporter. This is the T32, which means it's got a 3.2 ton gross vehicle weight. This is a T6, which is the shape. This one has got the 2 litre bi-turbo diesel Euro 6 engine, which produces 204 brake horsepower, and this one is accompanied with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. This is the short wheelbase, low roof, Sportline Combi, and it is a factory Sportline. I say one owner from new, this vehicle, full VW service history. But what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a factory Sportline of this age. We'll also talk you through in depth, of course, the optional extras on this particular vehicle, because it is really nicely spec'd. And we'll also have a look in detail as well, crucially, at the condition, seeing as this vehicle is currently available for sale here on our website. So starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one is spec'd with a rear glazed tailgate. A tailgate is one door which opens up like so, and a glazed meaning that it has got the rear window. The Sportline then, all the styling that you see on this vehicle is totally from factory, and that includes the lovely rear spoiler that you see there, but also things like the alloy wheels and the sidebars as well, and we'll go through that in a bit more depth when we get round to there. But as I say, on the rear of the vehicle, very nice, fantastic quality rear spoiler there, of course colour coded in the colour here, which is candy white. First optional extra then to speak of, and we can see here that we've got the lovely reversing camera just there. Over to the right hand side then, we've got the badges denoting the model, so T32 as I mentioned, 204 PS, TDI. You can tell it's a 204 because all these badges are in red. That tells us this is the highest brake horsepower model, and of course Sportline as the spec. Down here then we get rear parking sensors as standard, and of course colour coded bumpers as well. This one is also spec'd optional extra as having mud flaps as well. We can see the spare wheel is under there. In terms of condition then, the tailgate is looking very, very clean and straight. Of course, take your time to pause the video, go back to any particular point if there's anything that you think you can see, and if there's anything that I can see, I will gladly point it out to you. Bit of polish on it there, but I must say, looking very, very nice indeed. If we open up the tailgate then, another optional extra actually to speak of here is that this one has got a power latch-in tailgate, and I'll show you what that is in just a second. Now looking into the back of the vehicle, again we've got the lining here in the back. This is again exactly as you would have seen it from factory. All of this panelling here is with the head lining. 2 load lights in the back of the vehicle. This one has got rear arch protectors as well. There also just seem to be some sort of insulation behind here as well, which can help with some sound deadening, which I think the previous owner has put in. Looking at the flooring here then, the Combi does come with this nice soft touch flooring in the back, nice non-slip flooring, very, very practical indeed. And as I say, we can see then the back of the rear seats. And that brings us on to another optional extra. This one has got the 2 plus the 1 rear seating package. That allows you to operate the double bench seat or the single seat completely independently. So what that means is you can remove that single seat if you want to, load something longer up that side, and alternatively you can do exactly the same with the others as well. So it gives you lots of versatility. You can have a 2, 3, 4 or a 5-seater. So as I say, lots of versatility there. Looking in the back then, this box on the side here, this also tells us that we have got an electric sliding door, and I'll show you how that works a bit later in the video. But condition inside here, very, very nice. All the painted areas looking very, very clean and tidy. We actually know the previous owner of this vehicle. We took it in part exchange, director of a company, and clearly not used for any heavy use. Condition of the inside of the tailgate, all very good as well. So power latch and tailgate, what is that? When you shut the tailgate, it's basically soft closure. So when you shut it there, I don't know if you could just see that then, but it gets to the shut-in position, and then, as I say, it soft closes to the fully closed position. Moving then down the driver's side of the vehicle, and looking down the side here, does look to be in really good condition. As I say, I'm looking in the reflections for any little dents or anything like that, which I can show you. I'm having a good look down the line there, and say, just see how straight and clean this is. As I say, one owner from new. The only thing that we did to it in terms of, cosmetically when it came in is that we had the alloy wheels refurbed. So these are the genuine 18-inch Sportline alloy wheels, all finished in gloss black and, as I say, freshly refurbished. We've also got the lovely Sportline sidebars just there, and I believe these have actually got the courtesy lights underneath as well, so you can't see it in conditions like this. But beautiful sidebars, as a very, very good quality as well. Been copied many times, but I think the quality of those have never been replicated fully. But a very good looking van. In terms of anything to fault on it, this is about one of the only things I can really fault on the vehicle. So these aren't sort of standard as such, but these are wing mirror covers. So we've got the candy white wing mirror cover underneath there, and these are a sort of carbon fibre look wing mirror cover, which do look very nice. But on this side there is a little bit of, I don't know whether this is sun damage there just to that cover in a couple of little spots. Still looks very nice, but I say just on top, if I'm being very critical, that's about all. Well, as I say, there's not really much I can fault the van on, but that is one thing I can fault it on. Opening up the driver's door then, we can start to have a look inside the cab. So you can just see how clean and tidy that is there on the driver's step. And moving into the cab then, you get the lovely Sportline carpet overmat. And an optional extra here then, cab carpet in this particular vehicle. Looking at the driver's seat, this is the factory leather that you get on the Sportline. So the lovely black and the red contrasting very, very nicely with the white stitching throughout. You've of course got, like a normal Transporter combi, you've got the twin adjustable armrests on your captain seats, so you can set these to your desired height using the little roller underneath there. Condition of the leather then, very good. Very small signs of wear just here on the seam, but all in all in very, very good condition. I know we're in a lot of direct sunlight here, so it can be quite difficult to see. Up on top of the driver's door then, electric windows, electric heated mirrors, all as standard on the Sportline. And looking there at the driver's door card, very nice condition as well. Auto activated lights, you'll also get auto activated wipers. Again, that is all as standard. This vehicle has actually got 4 full remote keys. Now that is another optional extra as well. And while we're looking here at the key, this is one of the ways you can operate the sliding door, the electric sliding door. So you can just, as you're approaching the vehicle, you can tap that and you can open up the sliding door that way. Looking at the leather multifunctioning steering wheel then, on the left hand side here we've got your cruise control. Underneath that you've got your radio controls there and your onboard computer controls on the right hand side. Lovely condition to this, tiny bit of wear as we see very, very often on Transporters on the very edge of the leather there. 48,943 miles, and you can see I've got the vehicle running, it's all idling correctly, no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard as well. Now, speaking of dashboard, brings us nicely on to another optional extra, and that is the comfort dashboard. One of my absolute favourite optional extras on a Transporter. I think it just drastically improves the look of the vehicle. So you get this lovely grey gloss glove box cover, like an upper glove box cover, and inside there it's actually flocked inside. Another thing they do is they actually move the USB and AUX ports inside there, which I think is very, very nice, hidden out of the way. This very nice sort of brushed aluminium finish part of the dashboard as well, which continues all the way through to the other side here. But I just think compared to a normal T6, I think that's a lovely looking dashboard. If we jump in then, we have a look at some more spec. So we've got heated front seats, so that's another optional extra. Air conditioning comes as standard. Heated windscreen comes as standard as well. So these do come out of the box, they come really nicely done, but when you start ticking a few options they can get really lovely specified. 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, as I mentioned. As all this is part of the comfort dash. If I just move the camera over here, so let's say a bit of cubby hole space under there. We've actually got a couple of cup holders just there, and then lower down there's another big bottle holder down there as well. Another way you can open the sliding door, not only is it on the key, but you can also do it on the dashboard there. And as you can see, once you push the button, the door opens up like so. You can turn this system off using the button on the right just there to stop any kids making an escape. But there we are, and that shuts all for you. And then finally then on the comfort dashboard, That little button just up there, that opens up another flocked storage area. Again, another optional extra on this van. Sorry for saying that word, or saying those words so many times, but I must show you everything. We've got the Discover Media nav screen. So you can see here, if I click on the nav button, that takes you to the satellite navigation. So that's the inbuilt satellite navigation. That's powered. The data from that is on this SD card slot here. If you go back onto app, again, another extra is App Connect. So I've got my phone plugged into the port which is in the upper glove box, and that gives you Apple CarPlay. So you've got things like your Apple Maps on here. You can use Google Maps or Waze if you prefer, and you can listen to, of course, all your music or podcasts through this as well. So very, very nice indeed. If I put the vehicle into reverse, you've got your reversing camera display there, and then that's your front and rear parking display there also. While we're in here as well, I'd also like to direct you towards the service history. So this vehicle, when ordered brand new, the customer opted for a Volkswagen service package. So we can see 1, 2, 3 and 4 Volkswagen services, all carried out with, as I say, this service record here. Most recently done on the 2nd of August at 48,878 miles, so less than 100 miles ago. That included the pollen filter, the fuel filter, and also the air filter as well. And as I say, all done in either Cardiff or Swansea, our two most local Volkswagen van dealers. So very, very nice to see on this one owner van. But yeah, it's a lovely condition inside here. I can try and wrap this up because I know the video is dragging on, but if you are interested, I'm sure it's worth watching. Looking towards the front of the vehicle then, is a more Sportline styling here. So this very iconic Sportline front splitter just there. Front parking sensors, which would be an optional extra, and the fantastic LED headlights. Again, the most expensive optional extra on this particular vehicle is around £1,500. But I say fantastic upgrade, much brighter headlights. You also get this lovely LED daytime running light underneath there as well. Front fog lights come as standard, and this little radar here, that tells us that we've got the front assist as well, so that should give us things like adaptive cruise control. You've also got headlight washers, which you can see from these little sort of oblong shapes just there. In terms of condition then, at the front, of course, you're going to get a few stone chips here or there, but I must say, all in all, I can see there's a couple of little stone chips which have been touched up, but I must say, looking very, very clean and tidy. Let's have a look lower down. Yes, there's a little bit of, there's a few little marks just down there. I don't know if you can see that. And again, little touch-ins just there. Very common to see on the sort of lower parts of the splitter. That's why I sort of started to look down there. But all in all, looking very, very nice indeed. What a pretty looking van. It is very nice. In my eyes, I actually prefer that to the T6.1 Sportline. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Sportlines as well come with the gloss black roof. I think when you contrast that with the candy white, it's a gorgeous looking van. Black alloys, very, very smart indeed. And then finally then, on the outside of the vehicle, looking down the passenger side there, absolutely straight and true down there. Very, very smart. Very nice. So then, side loading door, give that a pull and you can walk away from it, and the door will open on its own. This gives you access then to those lovely 2+1 rear seats in the back. Of course, the leather trim continues here in the back. You've got lots of versatility with these seats. You can pull up this handle here, that seat goes forward, that gives you some access then into the back. You can pull on the tabs here, so the tab there and there. If you go over to the full advert of this vehicle, if you haven't seen it already, you'll see I've uploaded a picture there of what they look like in their fully folded position. But lovely Sportline emblem there, nicely embossed into the backrest, and beautiful condition throughout. Our guys, of course, if anyone who's familiar with us, they do such a fantastic job preparing these vehicles. And looking then into the front, passenger side door card, passenger step. If I move the mat out of the way, see the condition of the overmats and the floor. Very, very smart, and I say that lovely comfort dash. You can turn the passenger airbag off here if you're going to be carrying children in the front. And one other thing I'd like to show you, just on the passenger seat here, there is a little bit of discoloration there on that little crease in the back of the seat. So not massively noticeable. Say otherwise, very good condition indeed. So just to summarize then, this is a one owner from new Volkswagen Transporter T6. This is the T32 Sportline Combi, so 2-litre bi-turbo diesel engine producing 204 brake horsepower, 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, short wheelbase and candy white. Fantastic list of optional extras. You'll see those listed in the full advert, full VW history, and as I mentioned a few times, one owner from new. This vehicle as well, before it leaves us, will benefit from a brand new timing belt and water pump. They're due on a 4-year interval on these, so as I say, we'll be doing that for your peace of mind before it leaves us as well. We don't get these very often, so by all means get in contact if you are interested. We will welcome inquiries on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. The full advert, which I've referred to a few times, is listed on our website bridgeendvans.co.uk. We can deliver our vehicles nationwide. We've done lots and lots of deliveries recently right across the country, so by all means get in contact for a quote for that. We can also take cars or vans in part exchange. There's a few that I can see just in eye shot from where I'm standing now, and we can of course arrange finance at very competitive rates as well. Thank you very much for sitting through 16 minutes of me talking about this van. Thank you.